Guys, what's up? It's Charles here with Rocket Puncher. I'm going to do another review. Today we have the Bandai Metal Build EVA 2. This is Unit 2 production model. This is off the, obviously the Metal Build line. Alright, as far as my understanding is, it's a little more stylized, a little more detailed than what we're used to seeing. I've watched the anime, believe it or not. I mean, I've been on the subject lately of people asking why I don't watch it. I watched it. This is why I got it. This is my daughter's favorite unit, so I got this one. Picked this bad boy up at BBTS. There's a link in the description below. I'm going to show you the box. I noticed the box is identical in size this way, not thickness, but you know, tall and width, height and width, as the last thing I reviewed, which was the Zaku, the metal composite Zaku. But anyway, there's more of the same thing here. There's so many different things. You got the Gundam side with the metal composite. You got all the other robots on Metal Build with sort of like the same thing with the metal frame and blah blah blah. So this is the back. Again, this is showing Unit 1 here, which I wish I had. I know they got that new one coming out with the sparkly purple or whatever. It's way too much money. And Bluefin just put it up a little bit cheaper, I guess, if you order to them with some special. It doesn't matter. We're not here to talk about that. I just tend to blab a lot. But anyway, you got a bunch of Spanish down here that I can't read. And I'm going to go ahead and open it. It's already open here for ease. Got the little styrofoam little coffin, which takes up nothing. I mean, like, it's literally nothing of the box that it takes up. And you got this huge stand here. Oh, can't wait to show you that. And a little instruction booklet and probably 1,000 million hundred. Oh, okay. Thought it was going to be a bigger tray. But, weird. Box looks much bigger. But I guess it's taken up by, you know, everything else. But you got the hands. You got the guns. Wow, this is actually a nice looking stand here. Very impressed. So we're going to check that out in just a moment. And all the other little pieces. So check out the figure. Let's get him out of the coffin thing right there. If you're wondering why my background looks different, I mentioned it in the last video in case you didn't see that. I'm working from home now, and they sent me a bunch of equipment, monitors and computers and Google Chromebooks and all this stuff for me to work at home. So that's taking up my review area. So you'll have to bear with the living room. My daughter is not here, obviously, otherwise you'd see her in the background doing the floss or talking about Roblox and all that stuff. So making animal noises like she tends to do. And we pull the figure out. Oh, so cool. I'm always wondering when will be the time where I actually get bored of collecting robots. There's been times where it becomes difficult, but it's moments like this that just remind me how cool it is to own robot toys. I would not necessarily consider this a toy, but you know what I'm saying. Anything that's a figure and posable and stuff like that, people will always assume it's a toy, but obviously these are not things you want to play with like toys. So the first thing I'm going to say, this does not feel like an almost $300 figure after taxes, shipping, all that. I'm sure it's probably cheaper in Japan. I do appreciate the fact that they put these little protective little pieces of tape for shipping reasons. I'm going to leave them on as much as I can for the review. But yeah, of course there is heft to this. Oh, speaking of heft, I want to thank my Patreon supporters. I keep thanking you guys because anytime I get something that has to do with your support, and this is one of those things that I got, besides the lighting, which I'm only using half of today, is my little stand to weigh stuff. Let's try this out here. So I'm going to place this dude here. I always forget to turn it on first. I'm going to place him on there. And we're going to check the weight. We got almost half a pound. Of course, the air conditioner turns on, which sucks. I'll take care of that in a moment. And we will check the grams. 202 grams. So a lot of the weight has to do with the metal frame that's inside. You can kind of see it here. The ball joints. Again, like I mentioned before, it's probably not something you want to constantly play with, but if I have to choose between two figures that I would want to play with, between this and the Zaku reviewed, it would probably be this. This feels more, I hate to say it, a little more toy-like and a little less scary to handle, because this does not have a matte finish paint, although you do want to take care with anything that's been painted. It just doesn't feel like I'm going to leave marks all over it, you know what I mean? But you still want to be careful. I got to just straight up, you know, mention the detail on this. It's like amazing. I don't own too many EVAs, and the ones I've owned, I've had the Solo Chogoki, and I had the Kyoto ones. I built a model kit, which I stuffed with clay inside to make it heavier, and it kind of feels like the model I built, except it's not falling apart like that one would. Again, I think this is meant to be like a stylized figure. Obviously, we don't see all these details when we watch the anime, but I'm glad they did that. It really, you know, gives it a sense of realism. You know, use that term loosely. And it's really cool. It's got this like dark, like two-color thing actually. You got the gunmetal here on the side of the knee, and then the gold on the back. It almost looks like that raw chrome, the die-cast, but it's goldish. I like that. I like the different use of color. There's a lot of colors on here. You got like a copper, like a burnt copper look. You got like a kind of like a gunmetal, I guess, or titanium color. You got silver. You got orangey yellow. You got a metallic, like dark red, maroon. This is even a different silver than the ones on the arm. Actually, that's white there. And then you got grays, and it's just a lot of colors. Then right here, you got like a light copper. So lots of colors. There's even a metallic orange. So there's no lack of color here, okay? Lots of colors. And again, the detail, pretty cool. As far as articulation, I'm going to go over the basics here. You do have the eye up here that opens up. I like the way the neck comes out like that. You also have the actual neck itself. The head turns up to a certain point. It doesn't really go too far. You're not going to get the most amount of articulation there. You got the shoulders that go in. You'll notice they go in. Got a little bit of a butterfly here. Arms probably do go out. They're just hindered by this tape here, which I'm going to leave just to not mess up the figure in storage. I will be storing this after this. Maybe selling. We'll see. And little shoulder pieces. You got the bicep swivel. You got the double jointed elbow, right? Got a nice double jointed elbow. You have the wrist on a ball joint. Waist moves right here. You'll notice there's a lot of sections here. See how many of them move. There we go. Just have to be careful. Again, with the scratching of stuff, you can see it can arc over, so it's got a nice articulation in the ab area, waist area. The legs go out. You'll notice this has a pull here, whatever that means. It just like these muscles kind of pull out of the thighs. See that? That is awesome. Like the metal composite I just did, the Zaku, like when you bend the knees, like half of the thigh would move. This is sort of like that, but on the inside. You got the double jointed knee, which is really cool. You got the articulated knee here, kneecap area. And then you have this little armor piece for the foot that moves. And of course the toes and the ankle. And I do like that this, I don't even know if I showed you that, this piece will go in right back here. It's on a little spring. Doesn't do much, but it's nice to have there. So, very cool. If you see me have issues standing him, I don't want to automatically say that it has trouble standing. It's just I'm using a soft surface. This is like something my daughter uses to draw on, but it's like, actually, it's not even good for drawing. It's just soft. So I don't want to blame it on the figure. I mean, it stands, but once in a while has a tendency to fall back or forward. So, like I said, it's got a bunch of accessories which we want to check out. Start off by showing you the two different headsets it has. This has two little holes, obviously for something to peg in. You have the shoulder needle launcher. Look at that. That's pretty cool. You get the umbilical cord. Wow, it When I took it out of the thing, it looked like PVC, and it's such a rubbery item. I am surely going to have to gummy this, because if this is that soft, I can't imagine that this thing would last more than like a month in storage. Who knows? Then you also get some armor. So armor has a little bit of heft. I think, yeah, maybe this is metal. Yeah, there's actually a piece of metal here. So I think these little brackets here are metal. You get an assortment. I'm not going to go putting all these hands on, because anytime I put hands on in a review, that's usually Murphy's Law's cue to make something happen. So I don't think I need to show you all these. But there's a lot of these grabby hands. I'm no longer allowed to use the word that this is for. You got the knife. I think the knife looks really cool. And you got the... Oh, look at that. Knocked it down. See what happens? Thank God he doesn't have little things on the back to break. And it's got the sheath, or whatever these things are called. Right? You got the blaster. You got the sliding little knife, the pocket knife. The ones that you can't bring into an airplane. And this one... Oh, wow. It actually looks like it would slide out. It honestly does. Look. Look at that. It honestly looks like it slides out, but does it? No, it doesn't. It's molded that way. That's crazy. It really looks like it slides out. So, it should slide out, but, that it doesn't, I forgot to speak English. The fact that it doesn't, but it looks like it does, speaks volumes for their molding. Is that what I'm trying to say? And then you get this gun here. This folds in. Yep. Again, wow. I've never seen... How do I describe the paint on this blade? It's like a pearl, gold, silver blue. I'm sure that does not pop up on camera, but I assure you the paint on this is unlike anything I've seen on any collectible as of yet. Got the nice little orange here with the little tempo. What else can I show you? And then this little gun right here too. Alright? What I'm going to do is just attach a few of these pieces just so you can see what it looks like in action. I got the headset here, and the headset does attach around the back. Sorry if I went off camera. But what I'm going to do is attach the one with the goggles so I can show you what that looks like. Then let's go ahead and attach the goggle pieces. And this is what it looks like with the goggle pieces attached to the head. Next we'll load the clip to the gun here. Next we'll attach these armor pieces. Not really a fan of how this attaches. I feel like I'm not going to be able to take them off, but this goes like around here, like that. You have to put this little fin back here first. Where is it? Right there. Alright. I feel like I'm scratching up paint like crazy. I'm not going to pop that in. I popped the other one in, and again it's metal, so it's probably going to scratch a bunch of paint, but look, it went in here, popped in. Again, no clue how I'm going to get it out, and I didn't pop it in there because I'm not trying to... Oh, I did it anyway for you guys. I popped it in there, so it's there forever, so I don't know how that's going to pop out. Feels like it might be a little bit of a pain to get that out, but that's on there, and it feels very sturdy. I don't think that's going anywhere. We're going to attach the little pin launchers. I apologize for the air conditioner, but it is hot in here, and it shuts off after a minute, so it doesn't matter. And you have to be very careful. It says these are delicate, obviously. While I was working on this thing, I forgot to show you the other half. I knew that there was another part here, just didn't realize it opened till I removed everything, but yes, it does have the dual opening head parts. Now you notice I'm usually rather careful, even though I do drop stuff in videos. You guys have seen it. I don't do it on purpose. So things I can avoid on purpose are, rubbing off of the paint. Again, this is not a cheap figure. Think about what almost $300 is and what you can do with $300, and I've allocated that amount of money into an action figure. So, understand if I don't go crazy with it. But this does give you pointers as to where the rubbing may occur. I didn't actually show you the arm come out, but the arm can come out even with the armor on. It just tells you how to do it. And it obviously has more ab crunch than I showed you too, so I guess you just have to be careful with that. So it's really nice that they do that. They've been doing that lately with a lot of their releases. And you want to be careful when you attach the pin launchers. You do have to attach it like pulled back this way, right? And get that little tab in there, squeeze it all the way. Is that all the way? Yeah. All right. And then bring it around. You'll see it just clears. Then we're going to pop off the hand here. Where do I have the gun for this hand? All right. And get this one in here. All right. That went on easy enough. And I'm going to pull in this blade while I do this because I don't want to ruin anything. We're going to work on this. So hard to do with the camera right in front of me. Boom. Oh, that was so nice. It went right in. No issues. Awesome. Look at that. Alright, next thing I want to show you is the umbilical cord. And is this keyed? No. So it's just going to go right in there. Again, very floppy. I kind of like that because it, you know, at no point is this going to look like cheesy. You know what I'm trying to say. It looks like it would flex that way if this was in scale. Does that make any sense? And of course, he does have the alternate hand that holds the knife. Just kind of, you know, mock it up there so I don't have to pull too many things off. So it's really cool. They come with a lot of stuff. And you can also, woo, you can also use, I was ready. You can also use that hand for this right here. You saw that? Normally it would just, I mean, it fell over earlier, right? So why would I expect it not to do that? So we're also going to set up the stand here, guys. Okay, so we just fast forwarded 2 weeks. It is now 2 weeks, about 2 weeks since that last clip there. And we were going to finish with the stand. So I got the stand here. So it's a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of pieces, but it's a lot of big pieces that we need to snap together. What I'm going to do is get this all sorted out, put the figure on the stand, and then show you guys the finished product. And I'm going to use these instructions to get that done. So you can see it's pretty straightforward. It's just attaching a bunch of pieces and obviously getting the figure in place. Alright, so I'm just going to pan down so you guys can see what it looks like, and I'm going to explain something about the fitment here. As we all know, Bandai is super precise with a lot of things. But you know me. When it comes to figures really expensive, sometimes they fall, this and that. Really don't like messing up my stuff. This comes out to, I think, $300 after all is said and done. And it's not something that I plan on displaying. And the reason I'm explaining all this, I should just get to the point, is that you'll notice here by these blades, they're not actually technically inside where they're supposed to be. These little red and black striped things, they do move, but I just can't articulate the shoulder correctly enough for it to go in there. And of course it's got the ever famous warning may rub, but you can see how it goes in there. It's not supposed to go all the way in, but somewhat in and kind of like fit right here. So you can do that. I mean, it's not, I'm not far off. I did get the you know, the wrists to lock up, so it's not too bad, but I just feel a little weird about shoving this in there due to paint scrubs. So it's up to you if you want to do that, or if you know a better way to do it. It wasn't worth the trouble for me to try to put it in there and scratch stuff up. But it does look pretty good. Again, not a fan of stands, but this is kind of not really a stand, but it is, because it's supposed to be like where they dock them. So it's not really a stand, but it is. And I like the way the weapons all tab up, which is nice. You do have to take off a bunch of plugs on the bottom part of the stand. There's a bunch of them. That's what covers these holes. These I popped out. I don't even think I needed to, but you can add stuff there if you want. And yeah, that's it. It does have this little snake thing, which does swivel this way, but then the rest just go one way. In order to use this, obviously you're going to be able to do you know, different poses where it's like flying and stuff, or jumping, I should say. You would need to remove, I can't really get it out of there, this little rectangle. There's a little tab to put your nail. I can't fit I just cut my nails. I can't fit a nail in there, but it's not tabbed in or anything. You probably hold it upside down and take it out, but you just lift that up, and there's a little rectangular hole that you pop this in, and you also got this swivel here, obviously, so you can do like more articulation poses. But I think I like it the way it is here, just like this. And that's going to be it for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank my Patreon or patron supporters, for keeping this channel alive, plus everybody that shares and likes this. Feel free to comment below whether you like the videos or not. If you're enjoying them, support the channel any way you can, just to keep it going. And that's pretty much all I got to say. If you want one of these, you can click the link in the description below. They're sold on and off. They go out of stock really quick, or the pre-orders get sold out, is what I meant to say. But if you're lucky to grab one, they're not cheap. But, if you're a Bandai collector, you already know that that's pretty much the norm. If you want something nice, you're going to have to pay for it. So, that's it. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.